Hi everyone, I'm Evan Hearn, and today I'm here with my dog Sophie, and in this video we will be talking about our outreach on animal cruelty, so come join us. After researching a ton of different articles, I finally put together 5, and I'm going to do a brief summary on those just to provide some helpful information that will inspire others to reach out against animal cruelty as well. Let's go. In the first article that I researched, the main purpose was that there should be a better way to ensure that all animals are being protected, because it has been shown that only select animals based on their anticipated capacity to suffer have been the ones that suffer the most. Animal suffering should be taken into consideration in ethical treatment, but there is no definite line to be drawn between animals that are capable of suffering and animals that are not sentient. And in conclusion, the only way we can truly become better in regard to animal welfare and cruelty is if we educate ourselves more about different animals and study them, which can help us determine the way animals need and deserve to be treated. And with that being said, the more we learn, the more we can do, and the more we can do helps change the world and help animals get the deserved treatment. In the second article that I researched, the question or the author's purpose was asking if stronger enforcements are being established or need to be regarding the ethical treatment of animals. It is clear that animals are constantly being mistreated everywhere, even with the existing laws, so we may need to establish stricter regulations. As the years have been going on, there have been many laws that have been passed with the purpose of protecting animals and their rights, but still the standards of treatment for those animals haven't been met. With that being said, more needs to be done in order to make sure that animals are actually getting the care and treatment they deserve, rather than just having set standards that aren't actually being followed. And in conclusion, many of the organizations we have now protest animal cruelty, but they don't actually make a significant change. The author's conclusion was stating that we must do something to enforce protection for animals rather than having a bunch of activists who make no change. With the amount of activists and people who are willing to make change, there should be no reason why change hasn't been made. In the third article I read, the main purpose is that although there has been a significant increase in animal rights advocacy, it isn't known who the advocates are and what their main intentions are. I made the realization that I truly don't know what these activists do either, and it's important that we know who these people are, because they are the people we look up to when we talk about the surface of animal rights cruelty and activism. In conclusion, the author feels like the image portrayed behind animal rights supporters and activists is very wrong and twisted, and we must know who is leading these movements, organizations, and laws and what their true intent is. The author helped me understand that if we are uneducated, change will never be made in order to properly care for and treat animals the way they deserve to be treated. In the fourth article that I researched, the main purpose was that when we empathize with animals, we frequently assign sentience and consciousness to them. It is too simple for humans to assume that animals with whom we have no special connection with, typically other beings of an unfortunate aspect, only possess basic biological activities. The author's claim is that we need to find better ways to treat all animals with the same amount of care. There are numerous natural examples and settings in which components of pain become separated. The conclusion is that controlling the affective elements of pain helps to prevent pain-related misery. It is also critical to avoid distress caused by other factors, but the main goal is to prevent distress overall. Lastly, in the fifth article that I researched, the author's purpose is that animal rights are more supported by the concept of animals as subjectivity than legal categorization of animals as property. The author's claim is that animals should always be given the advantage, meaning that suffering should be assumed to be there until shown otherwise. If suffering means going through something painful or unpleasant, then there is a variety of unpleasantness, pain, worry, dread, and anxiety, all of which must be accorded significant weight. However, the evaluation cannot end there, because there is also hurt and death. In conclusion, when civilization views animals as a species rather than an individual, conflicts result. Policy should take into account both factors and utilize institutional frameworks to represent both people and society in order to address this. It is crucial to distinguish between pain and suffering, as well as to include harm and death on the spectrum of suffering, which ought to be given a considerable weight. It looks like Sophie here is really excited to share some information with you guys, so let's get started. To advocate for animal cruelty, I decided to create this poster. I am dedicated to working towards ending cruelty, abuse, and the mistreatment of animals by providing the highest quality of care and life.
I will be partnering with Houston Humane Society to do 20 hours of community service and volunteering. I have decided to put together a timeline to further help show what I'm going to be doing in all of the months leading up to May. Starting in October, I have called HHS to get approval to volunteer. In November, December, January, and February, I will visit once a month and for 3 hours. In March, I will visit twice a month for 2 hours each. In April, I will visit one time and volunteer for 2 hours. And lastly, in May, I will visit one time once again for 2 hours. If you guys enjoyed this vlog, please let me know in the comments, like, follow, and hit that notification button to get any updates from me. See you guys next time.